Hello, how is everyone today? Welcome to Vegas
Hello.
Aces. We are trying something new today. I hope you guys like it. We are doing dealer stories where we are getting people together to talk about the dealing stories that they've experienced, witnessed, or otherwise. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you'll always be notified of our latest videos and live streams. Now, before we get started, I want to introduce everyone here. So can you guys do me a favor and tell the audience your name, a little bit more about yourself, anything that you want to talk about?
Ladies first.
I'm let's scooch in a little here.
Okay.
I'm Simca. I am an alumnus of the Vegas Aces Dealing School. I have been employed as a dealer for 6 months and change now. And I am really, really glad that Heather decided to do this. So, this is Jesse.
Hi, my name is Jesse. I've been in the business for about 34 years now. And I really do believe, up to today, that I did make the right move years ago. I really enjoy it. I enjoy my company. So now I'm going to pass you to the next guest.
Hi, my name is Emma Duarte. I've been in the industry for going on 20 years, and I love my job. There's a lot of stories to tell. It's crazy. We got some good stories and some
Not so good.
not so good stories. There you go. Yeah.
Well, I got a question. So you were going to tell us a story right before we went on. Was that a good story or a bad story?
Oh, it's a funny story. This is why I love my job. So, I was dealing, and I had players on my table. Had one seat open, which would be C4. The guy had came and said, "Can I please come and play?" I said, "Yeah, sure, sir. There's a seat open for you. Come sit down. We would love to have you." He plays one hand, $5, loses it, gets extremely mad,
Oh,
got up, dropped down his pants, showed his penis to everybody, and I was very disappointed because it was this small. This small.
Only Emily, we
I
can
have
always
2
something like
boys.
that.
I have 2 boys. I gave birth to 2 boys. Their penis was a lot bigger.
God.
That was my only disappointment. But yes, he got escorted out of the casino.
I will imagine so.
how long did it take security to escort him?
It actually took right away. Actually, they were right up on it. They were shocked. You know, the guy didn't want to touch that other guy,
Well,
so
of
it
course.
was like. But I didn't care. I wanted to see what went down.
Wow, that's one I never heard before.
That one I loved.
And I've heard a few.
Oh, that made my day. That made my day.
If you're going to get a free show, right? Enjoy it.
I got a free show, but
You're right.
but I really had to really.
Talking about crazy stories and things that have happened that we all have seen. I got a quick one for you guys. I was dealing on a private game. It was a single deck handheld. And I was running hot. I couldn't lose a hand for some reason. I couldn't lose. So the customers, they were complaining to one of the owners of this particular place. They happened to be walking behind me at the time.
Why am I ready?
So they reached out to him and said, "Hey, you know what? Get Jesse out of here. Jesse's too high. He's taking our money, da, da, da." I had a 5 show. I had a 5 up. The rest of the people, they had 10s, 11s, 19, 20s. The owner comes up to me. Back in them days, I'm going back a few now. We didn't even have those pics that we have now where you put your card and it'll show you in the little mirror. It was with your hand. So anyhow, he comes over, he looks under my car and says to the players, he's got a 10 under, go ahead, double down. I'm talking, the smallest bet I had on this particular game was 10,000, the smallest one. All right, so everybody follows what he said, they double down, this and that, and sure enough, I turned over, I got 10, and I hit it with a 6. Now I got 21. So I look over at the owner, and the owner says to me, "Wow, you are hot." Hit it again. Yes. And that's exactly what I said. Hit it again? He goes, "Yes, I own the casino. hit it again.
Oh my!
31. This is now pay the table. Now, that's a story for you. True story.
That's
What
a
I got?
good story.
That wouldn't happen now. 2020,
No,
that
no,
would not
no,
happen
not
at all. No.
Back in them days.
Yes.
I feel like none of the best Vegas stories are happening now. Like they were all at least like 20 plus years ago.
At
ones
least.
that-
Like,
At
in the
least.
old school era. Like I mean, we are seeing like new weird shit with like the advent of digital media, but like it can't possibly be worse than the mob days.
I
Like,
have a mob day story. So when the mob ran the casinos, one dealer was telling me this. He was a craps dealer. He said, one night we had no players. Our tote box was completely empty. And one of the mobsters that was running the casino, he came in and he saw him and he's like, no, this just isn't acceptable. And he goes into the craps, bank, pulls a stack of hundreds, stack of black chips, and just dumps it in the tote box.
Oh
And
my
he's like,
God!
"That's
No
better."
pity.
I
That's
believe
better.
it. And you know
Yeah.
why I believe it? Because that happened to me
That happened
with
to you?
greens, not with blacks,
What
but
happened?
with greens. The same type of people, all right? He came over and he looked at me and he goes, what's wrong? I says, what do you mean what's wrong? Look at this place. It's dead. We're not going to make a dime today. We're going shift for shift. So he goes, reach into your rack and cut out 400 in green.
Oh.
Pick it out now, tap. Back in the days, we used to put it in our pocket. Put it in your pocket. Now give me a smile.
God.
Like again, that wouldn't happen now. Not at all.
Back in the days, it did.
Yeah,
I bet you were
Beautiful.
smiling for a while.
Oh,
Like
oh yeah. I mean, it was that. It was kind of like today.
Yeah, it
Kind
is.
of like today.
The most funny thing is that working at a casino industry, because you don't just work at one casino, you're like, there's so much casinos over here in Vegas, and you experience so many different things at different casinos.
Yeah.
And it's just like with the EDR. I love food. I'm all about food. This casino has an EDR, and you know what? We can eat at every shift whenever we want because we only have 20 minutes. And some casinos only just gives soda, coffee,
I worked at one of those casinos.
and that's it. And you gotta bring your lunch, and they got like 8 microwaves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's sad. That is
That
sad.
is so sad,
That
but
is
that's
sad.
the reality of it.
One of the casinos I worked at, they were like minimum you could go in the EDR twice and that's it for your whole shift. And they would make you swipe whenever you went in and
Oh!
swipe when you go out. So it's not like you could go and steal some food.
Right? Yeah, I know. I had to be that casino.
steal food from the fucking EDR.
I worked there before, so I know.
You know what it is? It's changed so much
Oh my
nowadays.
gosh.
It's
Everything
totally
is
different.
corporate. Everything is
It's insane.
drug
yeah.
tests and background checks and credit checks, and it's almost impossible to get a good job in
It-
Vegas anymore.
It really is, and they serve a lot of alcohol, so people do get DUIs. So dealers, you just gotta get drunk at home. Take Uber.
And that is the
Don't
truth,
do
though.
not
That
get
is
in
the
that
truth.
road, because if you do not have your dealer's license, and if you lose it, we ain't gonna be in the industry anymore. We're done.
Mm.
We're cut.
Pretty
That's
much.
very
true story.
Pretty much.
That's very true.
That's the reason why I do not drink at any casino. But now I'm gonna say fuck it, because they have Uber, and everything here in Vegas is not far from each other. It's close. I think I like Uber better than taxi. I shouldn't be saying that, but it's better
know,
price.
we-
I have a taxi story.
You do?
We want to hear it. We
I
want to
hear it.
Shoot.
So, okay, my car broke down and I was working the swing shift. So I got off at, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., that type of a thing. And my ex-husband was supposed to pick me up, but he fell asleep. So, wasn't going to pick me up. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just take a taxi home, right? So I've already changed. I'm not in my work
Right.
clothes. I'm in my, civilian clothes. And I get in the taxi and I'm like, here's the address. And he starts going the opposite way. And I'm like, where are you going? And he's like, oh, I'm going to your address. I'm like, no, you're not. You make a right here. You make a left here. Don't you dare go anywhere else. And I'm not giving you a tip because you tried to screw me over.
You know
I
what
was
they do?
You
so
see?
mad.
They
was
do
so
that. They do
mad.
that.
So freaking mad.
I'm glad I know my sideways around here, because they won't be able to fool me.
But you know what it is? After all the years that we've been in the industry, at the end of the road, you're gonna find a place that you can call home. Not all casinos are the same. Being the bad side or the good side. And not always the money is important. There is casinos where you do make an obscene amount of money. And there is other places that you don't make as much.
And you do exactly the same thing. That always kills me.
You know, bad.
It is
Here's
so
the thing, here's the thing. You find a home. The three of us right now, these three right here, not including this lady, we happen to work in one place where we feel at home. We feel that we are like family. It's very relaxed. It's very nice. We may not make a lot of money, but we're happy.
That's
You gotta
true.
tell me
Amen.
you're not happy.
That is so true.
We are
That is
happy
very
where we're
true.
at.
That is so true. I agree because you two I love a lot.
Thank you.
I cherish-
We do you too.
I cherish Jesse and Cinca with all my heart. You know, we're family. We wake up every day, see each other every day. You know, just like as we do when we go home and see our family
And help each other.
and help each other.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and we help each other.
And I love Emmeline even though she can't pronounce my name. I'm just
The
I'm gonna get a
Filipino
paper
fob in
towel
me.
Oh,
for us.
okay.
I think something's over here.
Oh, here.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt.
It's okay, you're good. While we're interrupting, I'm gonna check out your comments real quick. I'm gonna make sure everything's working okay.
Think, honey, do
Sweet.
me a favor. Can you hand
Let
that
me know
can
if
of
you
soda
guys
right
have
there?
any problems hearing
you very much.
anything.
How can you leave the soda away?
Sweet. Okay, good. So everyone's
Someone outside is
everyone is
gonna
good.
see
You guys go back here with us.
I
I
think
went up front.
you like there
Are
is
you
something
okay?
bad happening over here.
Yeah.
Are you-
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
you-
me. It's not me,
Are you
guys.
sure?
I'm
Look at your
serious.
shirt.
Okay.
I don't know where all this stuff is coming from.
As long as you're okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm good.
think we're
Okay.
okay. It was just that the mess was bothering me. And so
Okay.
I have a touch OCD.
It's okay. It's all good. Okay. So I have got another story. So when you were telling your first story, it made me think of another story. I was working at a casino. I was on roulette, and it was so freaking busy. Like you couldn't even walk through the casino. It was that busy. And the guy on roulette, I don't know why, but he had to go to the bathroom. So he sets his empty beer bottle down on the ground, pulls it out, tries to go to the bathroom in the beer bottle.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
of course he misses, you know, because it's a freaking small hole. And as people are walking by, he's sitting there whizzing on their legs. And I'm talking
Oh
about
my
like,
lord, are
yeah,
you
and I'm talking
serious?
about like really nice, like dressed up women and really good looking men in their, you know, expensive suits, and he's just.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen.
And I'm
Ever.
just like,
That one I never experienced at all.
Really,
God,
so you
that
know
was
what? You got a
crazy.
gold medal for that one. baby.
The one that I did experience was it was a bachelor party. So, you know, I was working at the party pit. And, of course, the guys filled up my table. And I was like, oh, cool, you guys, this is amazing. I finally have some players. And it's like a sausage fest up in here. So this is cool. And they're like, yeah, so great. We're so happy. They're excited, taking shots after shots after shots. So from there, the groom has told me, he was just like, so what do you want me to do? I was like, take 2 more shots. He goes, I can take 2 shots. I was like, I bet you can hang. He goes, I can hang. This is my bachelor party. The first shot he took, the second one, he threw up all over my
Oh,
table.
Oh.
It went on my chips.
oh,
It went on my dealer shirt.
nasty.
No, because I got to EO. So that was so that was perfect with pay. Yeah. Yeah, with pay. That's because he threw up on me. And they blamed it on cocktails.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that one there, I didn't mind. It was gross, but after that, they said you can go. I was like, oh, great.
Nice.
With pay.
That's so cool.
I'm a wheel dealer at heart.
Yes, you are.
I've been doing it for quite a while, and it's my favorite game. I mean, I deal all the games, of course, but the wheel is my favorite game. Anyhow, one night I'm on the wheel at this other place, and I see the shift boss stands in front of me with a gentleman that I've never seen before, and they talk. and they leave. About 5 minutes later, I got the dealer tapping me out. And I go, is my break? And he goes, no, go to the high rollers room. They're waiting for you. So I go there, there's a blackjack table, a lot of bumblebees on the table. I go in, and the guy says to me, my name is such and such. As you can see, you don't have any cut cards. I got them all. You had to stack the cut cards.
Oh.
Every time you shuffle the deck, I will use a new cut card to cut.
Huh?
When you have an ace up, do not ask me for insurance. Just stand there and don't say a word. If I feel like I want insurance, I will insure. If not, I will tell you no. Now, mind you, the ship manager is standing right next to me, and she's not saying a word. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Give me 200,000. Okay, here you go, 200,000. Boom, boom, boom. I take it all in. He looks at this other person. He says, give me another 200,000. Here you go, 200,000. He loses this again. He was drinking a tall glass of cranberry juice. He picked up the glass, threw it on me, completely gave me a bath.
Oh.
And he says, good night. He gets up and walks away. I look at my shift boss and I go, this is what you brought me here for? She goes, no, you're going home, full pay, including talks, and you're
good.
going home. So that's also a true story, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
That is like
Yeah.
that is similar to mine. See, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the casino that a lot of people do not realize what the dealers have to go through.
Yep, that's so true.
But I love my job because it's so entertaining. If I would be in an office, I'll be fired within 1 hour. Completely fired. I'd rather be in a casino, watch drunk people, see little tiny baby penises, get thrown up at, see people fall on the floor,
Yep.
or like with girls that, you know, they want to go, they're looking cute with high heels, and then next thing you know,
Yep.
they can't walk, and their feet is like going all everywhere, side to side,
Yeah.
and then
This is
they're
what I was
falling on the
telling you.
ground. I'd rather see that every day. I love my
You
job.
haven't said much.
Yeah, do you
This
want
is
to?
you.
Because
Come
I have
on.
the least experience. Like, these two have 50
No,
combined
no, no,
years
no,
of
no.
experience. I've been
It doesn't
doing
matter,
this
you see
since
stuff, too.
June.
No, she does have an experience because I saw
have
her
a couple.
dealing.
I have.
I saw her dealing
Oh my gosh, which one are you thinking of?
in the beginning from until now. When Cinco first came, I was like, I had looked at you. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like this girl. I pick up very good vibes from her.
But what did I do? Like, I mean,
You
we
were
went to the
nervous.
Store. Oh,
She was very nervous. She was nervous and she was sweating. That's what it was. You were sweating.
Story of my
I saw
life.
it. You were sweating. She was nervous, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna be friends with her. I'm gonna start talking to her because I like her, but she don't need to sweat because it's not. It's actually it's a really fun
I
job.
did, and you know, I still sweat every time I
And
land.
I don't know why.
You don't.
I don't know
You
why.
sound like she's sweating.
The first time I met Cinca, I was a supervisor that day. I was actually, you remember that day? I
No.
was supervising and you started working and I come up to you with a suit and I says, what's your name? She looks at me like this and she goes, Cinca. And I said, so I'm Jesse, nice to meet you. Says rule number 1, you're not allowed to get nervous on my game. You remember that?
But
But she's come a long way. She really has.
she has come a
She's
long
come
way. She's not nervous. You're not nervous anymore. You got confident. You even told me today at work because we had 2 tables to pick, and you definitely picked roulette. You're like, oh,
Yeah, baby.
You know, so
I always
Very
pick the
good.
newer game because
So
it's
I'm
all
glad-
that I need
yes.
more experience on.
that's the main reason why I'm like, take it. You know, take it. It's all you because I know that you're learning that game and that you're pretty good in that game actually. Besides the balls, like it's okay. Those balls, I hit it at players at points.
You know,
Sometimes.
I was, you know, it's because I was doing it wrong. And another someone showed me how to tap the ball instead of snap it. 'Cause
Right.
when I was trying to snap and I would just end up launching it like.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
I taught her the snapping.
But I
Oh,
have.
yeah.
I thought her to
I have
push
the-
it
I have the-
Yeah.
against it.
I push it
But
like
if
this.
you
Push it.
push it, you get
You
assist.
get the assist, and
'Cause
this
I
is
got
what I was
assist.
telling you about. Like,
I got surgery for that because
What? Right here?
Yeah, I was doing it wrong, and I was like, you know,
This is when you're
I got
telling
yes,
assist.
yes, you
Yeah,
can
they're
get a
okay,
repetitive motion
yeah.
injury from doing that, and you
Are
can
you
be
serious?
Yeah.
laid up. You can miss weeks and weeks of work. It's real serious. Don't do. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've been doing it for half your life, like you're probably not, and you've never had a problem. You're probably not gonna have a problem now.
Yeah.
Like I would imagine that some bodies are much more susceptible to it than others, but like.
So changing the
But,
subject,
so,
what
yeah,
what
tap,
is
tap.
what is the stories that you have? Like I know you have a couple stories, and I want you to tell at least the
You
Just
know,
say it, Cinca.
The guy who, okay, so this is my only really good one, so I'm gonna try to milk it for all it's worth. So I work day shift, which means I get to the casino at like, pretty early in the morning, not early, but early.
I'm
for
there
me.
before her.
Early for me. And so, and there's this, and I push into my table. It's a $10 blackjack game. There's only one player on the table, and he is just like sweating alcohol. Like it is obvious that he has been at this table drinking all night. Maybe winning, maybe losing. He has like a few $100 in front of him, so you can't really tell what's going on here.
Yeah.
But he starts sort of slurring he starts slurring his words. I can see that he's in pretty bad shape, but like no one's coming by with more cocktails for him, so I can't be. And I'm pretty new. You got to remember, so I don't know what to do. And he says he's trying to start a conversation with me, but he says the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
He's wrong.
And eventually,
He's
and
really
he goes.
You
Yeah.
did.
Oh, I did.
Oh yeah, you
Yes, you
already
did.
said the F word and all that.
Oh,
So we're good. Yeah.
You're going out of this shit.
So the best thing to do.
I'm sorry.
I
Cinca.
did.
Oh my god.
This is okay. It's okay. It's for adult audiences.
So the best
no
thing to do,
kids.
right, is tell, like next.
Tell-
I know that just be like,
Tell a floor person.
tell the floor
but,
person like cut this bitch off, like
Well, yeah,
like
but-
this
but he
person gotta
wasn't, he
go.
wasn't still being served. That was the thing. Like he had water in front of him, and like no
And
one
he
was
was
coming
like-
by to take his order.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if like he had already been cut off, and if saying something now would add insult to injury, if like that had already happened. So anyway, you're right. I should have said something. However, I was dumb and I did not.
No, you were new.
And he eventually goes, "I like you." And I'm like, well, "Why don't you fucking tip me, asshole?" I didn't actually say that. I would have been fired. I'm glad.
No, but I know you were thinking it out loud.
And so then and then he opens his mouth like he's going to say something, and he pukes on himself.
Ah.
Another puking story.
And then he goes, and he's like, oh, but he doesn't realize that he's puked on himself.
Oh,
like it was just like a
no.
little bit, and so he's like numb in this like drunken haze, whatever. And he goes, "Will you marry me?" And then pukes a bunch of.
Oh.
I didn't really. I'm not very very traditional. I didn't have very many ideas about what it would look like when someone proposed to me, but I didn't think it would be between mouthfuls of vomit.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Welcome to Las Vegas.
Hey.
And
The
that's
place
what-
to be.
And that's the whole exciting part about being in the industry. It's like seeing something like that.
Yeah.
Because to me, I love it. I'm been in the casino industry for 20 years, so just seeing that Cinca would make my day. It really would. I would go home laughing and have something to laugh all day about.
And besides, you can carry that with you your whole life. Yeah, I was proposed. Let me tell you about that.
Yeah,
I was
that's
proposed
true.
to.
I have the story forever.
There is
That is so
many
awesome.
different things that in this industry you get to see. Some of them you cherish, you keep with you.
Yes.
Other ones you don't even want to remember
You
about.
try to
But,
forget.
You wish you could forget.
Yes.
but that's what makes it so interesting, The fact that you get to meet different people from different cultures.
Yeah.
It's an amazing job.
Vegas had, yeah,
It's an amazing job.
it is. Vegas had taught me a lot. I'm from California, and you know, clueless, naive with everything, very bubbled. And when I had came to Vegas, I can't believe how much I had grown because you learn by crazy ass shit that happens over here that doesn't happen anywhere else, but only Vegas. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of crazy shit, and that you're just like, oh my god, am I cursed living here? But I love living here. But is this really happening? Yeah, it's really happening.
I think it's Las Vegas.
It is,
Yeah.
right? It's just a whole Vegas life.
It's a
It
love-hate
is. It's
relation
not, it's
type
not
of
like
thing
any
with,
other
with
city in the
Vegas,
world.
you know.
Like,
Oh, nothing.
and I think it takes a very specific kind of person to enjoy living here. So like
No, it does.
I think
It really does.
In some ways
Yeah.
that makes it more challenging, but in some ways it makes it sort of easier to make friends. Because like you're really self-selecting for like a small group of crazy people that will like come here passing through or on vacation and go,
Yes.
I'd like to live here. Because that's how it happens, right? Like
That's
you're
how
here
it
on
happens.
vacation or for a convention,
Well-
and you decide that you like it. Like you don't know the whole rest of the city. You only know the Disneyland
Exactly.
version of the
And
city.
the city's this small.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
it's
it's,
so
you know,
small.
you can't really get lost or anything. It's just a flat grid.
Another thing too is we get a lot of people who are running away from stuff, like running away from their lives,
That's
running
true.
away from the cops,
Yes.
running away from like
Yes, running away from the cops out there talking about, you know.
Yep.
They found a dead body at a casino before too.
Yeah. I
Wait,
remember
wait,
that.
wait! I do not remember that.
Oh my god. Okay, so let me tell you my experience.
You saw it?
This is when I had found out that anxiety really do exist. You know, like where your fingers can't move, where your lips can't move, where everything's numb. Yes. Okay. I was working, and then from there, one of the cleaning ladies was like, "All of the sheets are keep on stacking up," because like I guess at the hotel, when they get all of like the towels, blankets, and every floor, they have a chute, and
Yeah.
they throw everything in there. There's a dead body in there, and I guess these couples were from California,
Uh-huh.
and the guy actually did a number on his girlfriend and
I know
killed
this
her
case.
body in the suit. I'm pretty sure you
I
heard
know,
this story.
I know this case.
Yes.
God, I wish I hadn't.
And
asked
from there, the guy,
I've seen
the
too
guy,
many true crime podcasts.
they had called the parents, and then from there, the guy was he was suicidal because of what he had done. This guy took over my damn parking lot. My car was parked there. I couldn't leave or nothing because, you know, they blocked everything off for like 9 hours until the next day I went out. I was like, man, this guy should have just jumped.
Oh jeez.
I
No, it
just
would've been
wanted to
a
get in my car and go home. I had a long 8-hour day.
It's really messy if they jump too.
No, yes, I'm gonna tell you though. That was one story, okay? I didn't get locked up with that one and get anxiety. I was just like frustrated at that point. This one, I had anxiety because it's the same parking lot, you know? The same parking lot now, the one that I'm talking about, that one, this is a different story now. The same parking lot, these kids were all the way up on the high toppest floor of the parking lot. So they got drunk, they decided to run, and from there they had dared one of the kids to jump.
Oh no.
And when he jumped,
Oh no.
me and my girl, we were walking, and we actually saw what happened. Yes, I couldn't move. I was like, oh, I was shocked. I was in disbelief. But crazy stuff happens here in Vegas.
Yeah. And that wouldn't have been the first time that someone, I hate to say this, jumped off of one of the parking, garages.
It's
Right.
not the first time, and you know what?
It's
not
never gonna be the last.
It's gonna be the
Yeah.
last. Yeah.
I've actually seen this too.
Yeah.
Not on the garage per se, but it was in an East Coast casino in a seaside locale, many bridges around. And I was driving back from my ex and I had taken a weekend trip, and we were driving back, and we saw an incredibly expensive car parked on the bridge with its flashers on. And we're like, oh my god, what's this idiot and this Mercedes
Oh my
or whatever it is
God,
doing
the car.
stopped here, and then we see him get out and jump.
Oh my god.
Like
You just got out and jumped?
he just got out and jumped.
Oh my god.
And I went to work in the casino industry anyway.
Oh wow.
After seeing
Well, I tell you what,
Niggas into.
in Vegas,
I'm
in the
hiring
strip
full-time.
of Las Vegas, people don't take that long to resolve issues like that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I was in a particular place on the strip that there was an old man playing craps. He dropped with a heart attack, massive coronary heart attack,
Oh.
and died right there. You know what the boxman said?
Keep going.
Come on, move the dice.
Yep.
I swear to you, I'm not even lying. This is the truth.
Yep. No, I
Come
believe
on, move
that.
the dice.
Just
I believe
continue.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had something similar happen. And it wasn't him that said, come on, move the dice. It was, we were at a craps table. Someone had like a heart attack, passed out, fell. And the players, it was a full table, like on a Saturday night. They stepped over him. They stepped freaking
I
over
believe
him.
that. I believe
Yeah,
that.
and
I'm sorry,
he's on
but I
the
do.
ground. And they're just like, okay, step over. Let's keep going.
Let's just keep on going.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Like, are you serious?
Now, what about when the fire alarms go off?
Oh, I cannot.
Can you believe these people? I mean, the dealers are putting up the lids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The alarm is going off. It's telling you to evacuate the building.
But we can't evacuate.
Hit me,
can't,
hit
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
We're still dealing.
Hell.
Yeah.
We
Now,
can't evacuate.
a lot of people might not know that. So dealers, if a fire alarm goes off, we have to stay at our table. We cannot leave our table.
And cover our
But
Yeah,
table.
we have to put the
The
lid on
first thing
it,
you
but
do
we
is
have to
bring
stay.
up the lid. The
Yeah.
lid needs to be ready to be locked
Why
if
don't
it
we-
actually is an emergency. And you should, if possible, halt the action.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't stop. Just
How
like
about with
what
the
you were
earthquake
saying.
that we
But
had?
sometimes it's not possible. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you've already split somebody's aces, and like you just have to
Yeah.
keep like
Keep on going.
and you just have to keep on going. But like you really like just even though it's probably fine, bring the fucking lid up and just
Yeah.
make sure that you're
Always
that if
protect
if
your
it's
rack.
not fine,
Yeah.
Always protect
that
your
you
rack
can
as
just-
your number
that your floor
one.
can just
And that's a good rule for women too.
yes. Always
You gotta always protect the rack.
protect your rack and protect your bank.
Yes, protect
It
it.
is what it is, you guys. You know, I might mistake.
I've known Jesse for a long time. He's not shocked with me. How long have I known you since the last
Ooh, it's been a while now.
Since in Las Vegas? Since I've been living here in Las
Oh.
Vegas?
It's,
No,
it's
no
been
names.
a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I know that much. I
Okay.
can't count.
The city of Vegas. I had
You like that?
10 years.
Cantaloupe.
Isn't
Something
this
like that.
this is so delicious?
Yeah.
Who made this anyways?
What
Heather bought it.
Smith grocery store, right?
Albertsons.
Oh, Albertsons.
Yeah. I
This
Nice.
is great.
You got the
Yeah.
fresh one.
Thank you. I was hoping you guys liked it.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten your money's worth out of it.
Cool.
If you guys excuse me for 1 minute,
Yeah,
I gotta,
definitely.
I'm gonna be indisposed for
And
this.
we're gonna check the comments real quick. See
Okay.
what you guys are saying, and then we'll maybe
See,
tell
probably
like a
the
couple
bathroom.
more stories.
Down here by the
Let's
door
see
on the
what you
left.
guys are saying.
Can you pick up that other comment that I had said? Like, did I say the Las Vegas? No,
So
I
we
said
have a
Las Vegas.
question from I can't pronounce his name, but who is the most entertaining crowd, tourists or locals? That's a good question. Who's more entertaining, tourists or locals?
I gotta
We could
say
have a panel
tourists.
discussion on this. Yeah.
I gotta say tourists because we deal with a lot of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we just and everybody exactly. You know, they say whatever happens here in Vegas stays here in Vegas.
They take that to heart.
So from there, do you guys take it too hard? You guys should have a jersey of it that says what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It's like they see the Hangover movie and they think they could come here and do exactly the same
Exactly,
thing.
exactly. If you guys want to go ahead and do that, go ahead and do that. But don't creep up wherever you guys are at because social media gets everywhere.
Well, what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas.
It doesn't stay in Vegas. It doesn't
Nope.
go back to your hometown.
It goes home. It's called
Mhm.
herpes.
It is called herpes. It is STDs. Call it. So you know, you just gotta get that checked out.
You know, that Las Vegas slogan, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, I think was more detrimental than it was helpful. you
Right.
know?
Probably.
Do you know what though? A lot of people might hate me for me saying this, but I'm gonna say it because because you know it's the truth. There's a lot of hookers over here in Vegas, and they tend to dress classy as business type.
Yeah.
So just be very aware, people. When you guys are at a bar, you guys see a beautiful girl that's dressed classy,
And she wants to hang out with you.
and she wants to hang out with you, and if she's coming up to you like this, how you doing? You know. So what's going on? She's
That's-
a hooker.
Yep.
So stay away.
Yeah.
Stay away from that.
I have a story.
Okay.
In this, but it's just it's a Vegas
okay.
story. It's not a dealer story. It's 10 years before I moved here. But I was here. I was here with my best friend for a long weekend, and we met up with somebody that he had gone to grad school with who lives here, and we were all walking through a large fancy strip casino, and my friend comments oh my gosh, there's this really hot girl walking like 20 feet ahead of us, and he says something to his friend, and he goes, oh yeah, oh, she's a hooker. And my friend goes, no way, there's absolutely no chance at all. I mean, she could be a law student. Oh no, she's a hooker. And
I see that.
and eventually they make a prop bet on it because my friend can't believe.
They did
literally
a prop
can't
bet on
believe-
it?
They
Yeah.
bet $100, hooker or not a hooker.
So who won?
And his friend, like the guy that I don't know, just runs up to her and goes, hey, how much? Like at volume.
No. Did you respond?
She was like 1,000.
That's a good example. I'm telling you guys that I take it down to heart. Exact. You know, you
Yeah.
just never know.
I had a player on my table one time who was just distraught, like so sad. And he's like, I thought I met the right woman. We hit it off so well. It was going so great. We just had so much to talk about. And then when we got up to the room, she said 300. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you either pay me 300 or I'm going to tell security that you robbed me. And
Holy shit! That's no
And
shit.
then we do something.
Yeah, and I'm not shocked.
yeah, so he paid
And
her.
I'm not
He
shocked.
didn't even get anything. He just paid her 300 to
To
go
tell
out of the
security
room. No,
and
to
not
get
tell-
out of the room.
Just
and
to
not
get
tell
out of the
security
room.
that. Yeah, not to cause problems, just to get out of the room.
I had
Yeah.
a girl come up to
Yeah.
me in a casino, not in Las Vegas. This is in another state. And she sat next to me on the. I was playing the slots. She sits in the next slot and says, "Honey, you want a date?" And I says, "Yeah, honey. I charge $500."
Yes,
She got up and left.
yes, that is the
That's
best
She gave me-
response.
She gave me this look.
She gave you look like
What
what
the hell
the
are
fuck
you old
saying?
fart?
That is the best freaking response I've ever heard.
I have to say that's quite good.
That was good.
Otis, not everyone wants to be your friend.
Oh yes, everybody wants to be Otis' friend. Otis,
Okay.
we have to be your friend, Otis. He is so damn adorable.
Yeah.
He knows. He
Holy
takes full
shit.
advantage
He's
of
like,
it.
you guys aren't paying attention to me.
He
We need
smells cheese.
to- Is that what it
You
is?
know, I'm gonna be farting out cheese. Who wants cheese?
I think he does.
Does Otis really eat cheese?
He can't. He's not allowed. We just.
Oh, okay.
I just took
No
him to
kidding.
the vet a few days ago, and he's always been the perfect weight. But they say he's getting to be a little chubby, so
Oh,
we have
No,
to.
no.
Otis, you are the most handsome dog I have ever seen in my
No more
life.
cheese,
You
no
are
more
too damn
bacon, no more puppuccinos until you slim down.
Mama's been
It's
bad
okay.
to
Mommy's
you.
chubby too. We'll slim down together.
So, did you guys ever have someone on your table who gave you counterfeit money, or they tried to cheat, but like really
Yes.
bad? you
I'm
know?
very yes.
I've had
yes.
people try to cheat, but I've never had anybody try to counterfeit bill. But
Yeah.
I've never.
Yes, exactly. So
There is a way,
never had a counterfeit bill.
For people who try to
Zika, can you pass me the salsa?
increase their bet
That would be
after
right now.
Yeah.
the game is done.
Past posting?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a way of dealing with someone like that when you're not 100% sure, but you think that this particular person is doing it. This is how you solve that problem.
Do you want some help?
Don't hurt yourself.
No.
Now that you've
No, no, no,
loosened
no.
it, Oh shit.
Ooh,
This
can I
is-
try?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't even
Wait,
want
wait.
to try then. There we go. Old style.
Yeah, old style.
Oh, Heather, you got it.
No, I didn't.
Jesus.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Oh my God, Jesse, please
No,
help
oh my
yourself.
god, don't damage my knife.
Oh, he got it. There you go. He got
Oh,
it.
okay.
It goes this way. It goes this way.
Going back, going back.
Go back.
This is what you do. When you're on a game and you're dealing and you suspect of a person just trying to increase the bet after the cards are dealt, this is what you do. Before you deal out the hand, you look at the person's bet. Say he's got two $25 chips. So in your quarters or your halves that you have, you push forward. If it's two chips, you push two coins. And you deal. Don't even look at it or her. You deal.
That's what I do.
Now, by the time the hand is over and you're coming to pay, now if it's got more than two, you know he or she increases. You call your floor person, and now they got it on camera.
Yeah,
That's how you do it. It's real simple.
that's
You didn't
good.
know
That's
that, did
really smart. See, and now I learned something
you?
today.
There you go.
Another thing too on that topic, if they are past posting, don't say something as soon as you notice. Pay it. Because once you've paid it, then they've committed a felony, and then they
Exactly.
could go to jail. If you stop it, you haven't paid it, therefore they haven't committed a felony. But you
Yes.
always want the floorman to know exactly what's going on and what you're doing. So it's not like you're just sitting there paying the bet.
Right.
You know, they want to have that on camera recorded, and then once they see that it was paid, okay, we have the evidence, we have the proof. He has now committed a felony. We can now call the cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, all they can do is throw you out.
Well,
Right.
otherwise, he didn't really do anything. Like, if
Yeah.
you stop him and if you, like, make a fuss and if you call over the floorman, you didn't pay him, therefore he didn't technically commit the felony.
Exactly.
So the floor person can just say, "Hey, don't do that," or they throw him out, but like nothing. There's no
Exactly.
possibility for criminal prosecution. unless you
Exactly.
pay. I'm glad I know that.
Yep, but if you do notice something,
I didn't know that either.
yeah, if you do notice something, if you see something that you can't exactly, like, tell your floor because he's in front of you, take your paddle out and just set it on top of the drop box. And that should notify the floor that something's wrong.
Huh.
This is another one. You know, along the same
Okay,
lines.
so they'll always come over and be like, "Why is your paddle out?" I mean,
And that's actually,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the things that dealers do to communicate to the floor that something fishy's going on.
I had no idea.
Somebody I know once robbed the dealers, not for the money, for the actual chips, the casino chips. These were the tow cars. They pick up all the chips, they took them downstairs, back in this place where I used to work, they count them all up. Then after we knew how much it was supposed to be, we bring them up to the cage, and then we'll exchange it for money to take the money down, stuff the envelopes. Back in the days, it was all done in envelopes, not like today. So when they came out with the chips, they got robbed.
Oh, jeez, are you
Somebody
kidding?
hauled them up and took all the chips with them. Well, that person got caught.
Oh, good.
You know how long that person did in jail?
Oh, how?
3 days.
What?
You know why they could not prosecute that person?
Oh,
Because he had
yes.
not committed a felony.
Yep.
He did not steal American currency.
Yeah.
It was casino chips.
And he
It
didn't
was
steal
a gross misdemeanor. and he
And-
Are
walked.
you serious?
Yes,
Yeah,
and he
and
walked
That is
away.
disgusting.
He
Yep.
didn't technically steal from the casino. The casino can't press charges because he didn't steal from the casino.
Oh,
It's
he
not
stole
money,
from the
it's
tip
chips.
He
pool.
stole from the tip pool.
Because there was another case. I mean, I don't. It was all over the news. I'm still not going to say the name, but like it was. If you're watching this, you've heard of this. Where someone came up to a high roller dice table and took a bunch of cranberries, and rode out of there on a moped or some shit like that. He was criminally
Moped.
prosecuted because he had stolen from the casino.
Right.
A bunch
But-
of cranberries?
Yeah, the five.
The $25,000.
25,000. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant cranberries, like some like
No.
one over here.
You're
No
thinking
more
food.
smoking. You're done.
That's what it is.
I
Oh, I
think
thought you meant fruit.
chips.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was
But
like,
yeah, that's
like a
actually
moped?
the actual reason behind
Okay,
it is
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
money. It's
Yeah.
not money. It's chips.
That's
So-
still ridiculous though, because it is money technically.
Well, but technically that's the key word.
Yeah.
Technically.
Oh,
So come on,
That is
throw something,
crazy.
guys.
Oh,
I'm running out of stories over here.
let's see. So, now I have to actually think of something. Did you guys ever have on your table a fight? Did you ever have a fight?
oh yeah,
happen?
plenty of
Oh,
them.
yes.
Not yet.
Mhm.
No,
Not yet.
just wait. Just wait. You're almost there.
And that's when you know your day's gonna go by fast, like real
Yeah.
quick. You're like, okay, there was a fist fight. Oh damn, it's already 5 o'clock. I'm going home in like 1 hour.
It's
and
like,
the fight just happened when you started your shift.
it's like watching reality
No.
TV. You know,
I
you're just
love
sitting
it.
there
I'm
just
gonna
watching
give you one
reality.
that you're not proud.
Mhm.
Probably you're not gonna believe this one, but it's the truth. This happened to happen in the north side of town, of the town where we live in one of the casinos down there. They had an arena for wrestling, fighting. The arena was downstairs, and the wrestling went on, and I'm in a big game. Got my hands on it, I'm in a big game. These two wrestlers come out from downstairs. I mean, they're smashing each other against the slot machines, this and that. Well, he actually picked this guy and body slammed him on top of my table
Oh,
with
jeez.
my hands on it. Boom!
Wow, was he buff?
They were wrestlers.
Oh,
they were
that
hired by the
is. You
casino.
see, that would turn me on. I would be like, oh my god, I'm
They
getting
turn
wet.
me on, I tell you what.
God, yeah, I'm dripping and leaking and soaking wet.
Oh, my Lord.
Soaking wet. I'm so
That's it,
That's
just
the
got
reason
out.
why.
No singing.
No, that's the reason why I like
Make a
that.
fucking sound cloud. Don't use this for your singing.
Two wrestlers? Oh my god, and one body snapped on. That's a turn on.
So
I'm
did
sorry,
they,
that's
did
a
they close
story.
your table?
What was it?
Did they close your table? What happened?
Yeah, and they actually made a report.
Oh,
And
they did.
I actually ended up suing
Oh,
this
you
particular
sued him?
place. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They broke
Because
my
you got
hands.
hurt.
Did you
Broke
win?
my
Oh,
hands.
it broke your hand?
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you win?
Of course I won.
Good.
Remember what the story I told you when we were coming over about the 38,000 I lost at the Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's okay.
That was
I
part of the
remember.
lawsuit. That was part of the lawsuit.
No shit. Nuh-uh.
Oh, wow.
Your fingers are fine though.
Did
Not
you-
100%, but they're good.
Did you guys ever have any like really crazy winners?
Yeah. Adam roulette. God,
It's okay.
maybe I shouldn't say this
I'm
because
not gonna
everybody.
worry.
Oh, I know a casino.
Just don't
Yeah,
say
just,
the name.
just do it.
No.
It's okay. We-
It was roulette.
I
It's
messed
okay.
up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This is really not a big like win, but off roulette, you know, we're talking about like downtown now. A guy went 60,000 one shot, black or red, and he wins.
He won?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
He won the $60,000. But was there a tip?
No.
Mm-hmm. That sucks sometimes, right? It's a
Oh.
hit and miss for us. We get tips, and then we get players that just don't tip even though when they're winning.
Yep.
You know,
And
and
then
it
you get-
sucks. It's always the nice people that
Yeah.
always lose their money, and then it's always the mean people that
Yep.
win money.
Yes.
And from there too, it's always the rich people that don't tip.
Yep.
And then from there, like the ones that are like middle class, like poor, they're the one that tips.
Yep.
You know, and like thank you guys for that. We appreciate it very, very much. All
Yes,
you rich
thank
people,
you.
know, just fuck you because come on.
In other words,
You
please
know?
remember to tip your dealer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah,
Tip
do
them.
that. Do
We're
that.
worth it.
cool.
What is
You know?
what is the biggest tip you guys have ever received? Biggest tip ever.
The biggest tip, it wasn't here.
Okay.
It was California.
Okay.
30,000.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That
That's
was the
nice.
biggest tip I have ever gotten.
That's sweet.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
For one hand, right?
I
Or
had
was
that
it
person
just-
with me, like, I was there for 8 hours. So,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so then just throughout my whole entire shift,
That's cool.
it was 30,000.
Sweet.
Yes.
Was it keep your own?
It was keep your own.
Yes!
It was definitely
That
keep your own.
is so awesome.
Yes, definitely. Are you kidding me? I didn't even care if I got a write-up. I called off for 2 weeks.
day, I'd quit and go traveling.
No,
for
I
2
had to-
days and come back and try to get rehired.
That sounds
I
fantastic.
had to go back to work. I had to. I had kids. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, insurance.
That's it. Okay,
Health
okay,
insurance. I
yeah.
had to go.
Oh,
Time's
cool.
up for that one. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was definitely beautiful. I bought a Mercedes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I bought a Mercedes cash, and the rest I kept.
Oh, cool. Very
It was
cool.
nice. And then I gave that car to my brother,
He
and then he
wants to
crashed
be
it
in
in
the
1 year.
video. That's
I
the whole
know.
thing.
He was. I had him on my
Jealous.
lap earlier.
He wants attention.
Oh,
He's like,
yes.
why aren't you guys? All of you guys are here, but nobody's paying attention.
He's,
Exactly.
He's the real star.
Otis is a star.
Did
Otis is the man.
Did you guys ever have any dogs or cats or animals?
I have
in your
3
pet?
cats.
We see them
I have
walk
cats.
through every day.
Yeah,
Yeah?
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Do you guys allow cats?
Oh, I thought you were talking about my cat. if I had any
I don't even know where you live.
Oh my god. Oh.
Sorry, guys.
What's that mean?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool.
We good?
Oh,
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, we see people in the casino with their animals. And I'm telling you.
And we see animals with their people.
Yeah, and then from there we see animals with their people, and everybody thinks that their animals are all rescue animals, which is beautiful. Yeah, they are rescues because, yeah, I'm pretty sure that they save. I mean, they don't, I haven't even seen a dog shit yet, huh, in the casino rug, have you?
I haven't yet, but
I haven't even seen that yet. People walk by them back and forth with their dogs. Have you
I
seen that shit
mean,
yet?
we saw
No,
horse
they're
shit
all.
the other day.
They're all either.
Right.
I saw
Horse shit?
I
Yeah,
saw a
that's
human
what I'm
crap
saying.
on the table one time.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I saw a human crap on the table.
I am dying to hear what set of
Oh
circumstances
my
led
God.
someone to take a shit on your
For
table.
real?
That happened to me too.
It happened to you too?
Yes, it
Wow.
happened to me too, but it wasn't
common is
here.
this?
It was in California.
How the hell do you take a dump on a table? How do you do that?
I can't even. I mean, I'm
You
not
shake
gonna
your
try
leg.
to picture this. but-
Yes, I'm
You
gonna
sit there
tell
and
you.
like shake your leg.
I'm gonna
Get
tell
the
you.
hell
now.
out of here.
So there was this guy, right at the poker table. I was floor supervisor, and one of the players goes, Emma, come here, and I said, okay, hold on. He goes, I can't hold on. I need you to come here now. I was like, who was he talking to like that? I was like, okay. I was like, what happened? What's going on? And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, he didn't even have to tell me. I was like, did someone take a shit? He goes, but I was like, oh my god, people were like this, and I was like walking towards the guy like the way I'm like almost near Jesse. I was like, oh my god, oh
That's
shit.
gotta be.
So
He got up. He had shit all over
Oh my
the
God.
seat, his pants, and he walked out that way, and it was leaking on his legs. And it was down to his foot, and I never seen him again.
And I hope you never see him again.
Never seen him again. But I mean, I didn't think it was that serious until when I walked by, and he was like, I was like, ooh.
the smell.
It was just, it was diarrhea everywhere.
Wow. Mine luckily didn't involve diarrhea. Thank goodness. I feel so bad for you. It was a solid piece. And
It was a solid.
You still want to be a dealer?
Yes.
It was a solid piece.
it
He
was on,
says you're crazy like us.
it was on the craps table. We had a high roller on there, so he had like the table reserved just for him. So he was just playing, and he was winning. So he didn't want to leave the table. So he crapped himself on the craps table, and he literally like shook his leg, and the thing goes tumbling out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it just, I breathed. The smell was just insane. They had to call one of the
can't even
janitors to
imagine.
come over to like sweep up the shit and everything. And it smelled so bad that the floorman had to stop the game and say, "Sir, we will comp you a free jogging suit if you do us a favor and go clean up."
Oh, that's nice of
Did
them.
he?
Yeah, they comped him a free jogging suit. He left, he went up, he cleaned so we didn't have to smell it.
And then he
He
no
came
way.
back, yeah, they stopped the table, and then when he came back, he was wearing his new jogging suit, and he kept rolling, and he kept going, and
Because we had a guy that used to come in to one of the oldest casinos. He was a gold miner. He was an old man gold miner. He used to wear. He used to look like a nobody, and he would always carry a paper bag. And he would come to this particular place where I worked at with his paper bag. Of course, there was money in it, and they would already have a table reserved for this guy. And he would sit there and he would do what you just said. I never actually got to see it, but the table was just for him. And the casino already knew that he was gonna go through this
Oh my.
thing, you know, and after he was done and he left, then the cleaning crew would come in because that's bodily fluid, you know.
That is.
And they would clean up and da-da-da and tidy up.
Why
but
doesn't he wear like Depends?
I don't even think they had the pants back in
Oh,
those days.
okay.
I'm going back a while.
You know what kind of grosses me out is when I smoke cigarettes, you know, and cigarettes and stuff like that, I don't mind. But when it's like those chewing tobaccos, and then from there they just get it, put it in their mouth, and then they touch a chip and they put it right there, and they want me to deal. I'm looking at them like,
You know they're not allowed.
Yep.
that is just
They're
so
not allowed. That's
disgusting.
why
I
they
know
do
you're
it.
not
Yeah.
allowed to do that because that is.
I'll tell you straight up.
Or
I'm
like if
sorry.
they spit like on their cup, you know, I'm just like, guys,
That's another thing
I
they're
am
not
so
allowed to have
sorry,
in the
but
game.
you
They
cannot
can't-
do that.
They can't have it.
I don't
No.
allow it on my
They
table.
can't.
I
They-
just don't, and I refuse to touch his money. I didn't touch it.
And I don't blame you.
It's just too gross. He did this, touched the chip, and put it right there. I'm like,
Help me.
Same, almost the
I
same.
might as well
thing.
just suck his dick right there at the point. It's like
Well, then
almost
he
the
might
same
as well
thing.
give you a really good tip.
Yeah, and then that'll be worth it.
I was on FIFA Pro one time, and the players, they would pick their nose and then wipe it on the cards and
Oh my
the chips.
lord.
Uh-huh.
What
Yeah.
kind of
That's just-
barbarian would do such a thing?
I
Especially
seen that
when there are
happen.
cocktail
You seen that
napkins
happen?
You're
everywhere.
Yeah.
in Vegas, huh?
I seen
Yeah,
that
believe
happen. I
anything.
seen that happen.
Yep.
I believe anything
Savages,
because I've
the
seen
lot
so
of them.
much, you know. I
Even like
believe
when they
it.
go to the restroom, you know that they don't come back washing their hands.
Yes.
They came back too quick.
Yep.
There
Too
was
quick,
a dealer
and,
that was
they
caught.
still have a stain in there. I'm like, I know. Oh god.
There was a dealer that was caught stealing chips from a casino that we all know. And this is the gross part. You know where she was stealing the chips at?
Where?
She was putting them in her mouth.
Ew. Gross.
Those
Come
chips
on.
haven't been washed since the bicentennial.
Not only that, imagine when people go to the bathroom and they poop, and then they go in their pocket and grab the
Yeah.
chip, and then you're gonna go put it in your mouth.
And especially players because some of them, like when I give them like a stack of hundreds and it would be red, and they would just hold their money in their hand like it's gonna go somewhere. So then when you're trying to get it, it's sticky and it's disgusting. I'm like,
all sweaty.
yes,
gross,
yes, and it's all
oily.
sweaty and gross. So from there, I would tell my players like, you really do not have to do that. You know, like your chips do not have legs. It's not gonna run. Just let it sit right there and just keep on collecting the money that I pay you because you know I love to play off the payers. But if you're gonna do something like that on my table, you're gonna be gone real quick.
And you probably see me on roulette tell people, you gotta keep your chips on the layout.
Yeah.
When they got
Yeah.
the stacks in their hand,
Yeah.
that's the reason why. Because especially roulette chips,
Yeah.
not so much the checks, but the chips,
Mm-hmm.
when they handle them too much, man, do they stick.
They stick.
Yeah, they
You're
stick.
trying to cut, and
Uh-huh.
you just
And you
can't
just
do it.
can't do the
No,
cut at
and
all.
it's like 2 or 3 at a time, and it's so freaking
Exactly,
hard. Yeah.
exactly.
And I don't like to get the chips when they're sticky. I don't like to hit it and tap it on the table like that for it just to break loose.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
One time we had a customer who spilled beer in the rack, so we had to close the table and clean the chips. We started off with like 4 or maybe 5 white rags, and by the time we were done cleaning the chips and the bank and everything, all the rags were black, like disgustingly black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That happened to me plenty of times. This is why the casino should always have cup holders. Cause cup holders, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful. We avoid stuff like that because when people are drinking, cocktails are always coming by. A beer will be spilled on
yeah.
the table, and that's
Easy.
definitely gonna happen. And I can understand how like the whole rack inside because that happened to me. It was black. There was hair in it.
Ew.
There was like some lint inside of it too, like
lot of
some
lint,
gray
yeah.
lint in it,
Nasty.
and you just gotta blow it off. That's what I do.
It's a dirty job, but somebody has to do it, you know.
That's true.
It's a dirty, fun job.
Yeah.
It is.
And we are at least usually adequately compensated for the bullshit that we have to put up with.
We love our job, and we love everybody that comes down to Vegas. We totally appreciate them, but sometimes you guys can just give us a headache. But you know, we're glad that you guys are having a good time. We are. That's what you guys are here for. But fuck.
But you know what? You hear all these stories and all this stuff that we're talking about. Don't let it change your mind. You know, being a dealer in Vegas is not such a bad deal.
No, it's
It's
not.
really
It's
not.
fun.
It's
It's
really
a lot
not.
of fun.
It's cool. You get to meet a lot of people. You make decent money.
You have to
You
have
know.
a sense of humor to deal with.
That's the point
People.
right
You
there.
can't just be in
you
the
gotta know how
industry.
to deal with people.
You gotta learn how
Otherwise,
to. Otherwise,
I don't know.
forget it. Just stay in an office and you'll never get fired.
And you have to have a thick skin too.
And you have to definitely
Yeah,
have a thick
yeah,
skin.
yeah.
You have to have a thick skin because without not having a thick skin, you'll
Can't
be
do it.
crying every day, and then your HMO insurance will definitely be going to straight to the therapist every day.
Excuse me.
Which I'm
Bless
sure
you.
happens with half the dealers.
Bless you,
minimum.
Cinta.
Yeah.
Bless you.
But yes, we love being dealers. We love our job. We appreciate a lot of people that come and cause all this chaos. You know, because we want to experience
it
anything.
wouldn't be Vegas if
It
you
was-
didn't
it
have
wouldn't-
stuff
yes.
like that.
If
It
there's
definitely
no
would
chaos,
not be
it's
Vegas.
boring.
Yeah.
It would
And
definitely
boring
be boring.
is not good.
And I do not want to be friends with the mountain. So yes, I'm glad that they're building and building and building.
Let me put it to you this way. I've been in this town since 1985, and I only know one person that was born in Vegas.
Two.
Now I know two. My son, Armando, who's also a dealer in another place on the strip,
Cool.
and this lady.
Oh, okay, I know
The
three.
saying goes, nobody's
I
from
know
Vegas,
three.
nobody's
Yes.
from Vegas.
I know three. I know Heather. And
Now I
my
know her.
Yes, and my two nieces is
Oh,
my
cool.
cousins. Eric, my cousin Eric, he has two baby girls over here in Vegas. So yes, so then they're born and raised here. Yeah.
So it is 8:10. We are doing pretty good on time. We've been doing this for about an hour. I got one last question for you guys, and then we're gonna call it a night.
Okay.
What's up?
What is the craziest tip that you got that wasn't money? Sometimes players will give you a tip, but it's not money. It's not.
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Room
yeah,
key.
yeah, yeah.
I got a
it.
room key.
You got a room key.
Yeah.
You got a room key?
Yeah.
I got a basket.
You got a basket?
I got a basket with fruits in it.
Oh, that's
Did you?
pretty
That's-
cool.
With
that's-
cheese and
That's
everything
nice.
in it. Yes.
Ooh.
And Hawaiian candy.
How about you?
That's freaking
A bunch
cool.
of Hawaiian candy.
I only get money. Why does nobody ever bring me cool shit? Oh, somebody.
Oh, by the way, that was the best tip I ever had. That room key.
Oh, you had a happy ending?
That was the best tip I ever had.
Oh, I
It
thought,
happened years ago, but it did happen.
I thought it was just a souvenir, like a room key.
No, he actually went out.
Oh, you got a blowjob.
Oh my lord.
That's amazing. That's a go, boy.
That'd be the best tip ever, right?
Oh my God, you go.
For me it was.
Hold on. Since Heather has that question, I got one question.
Oh.
How long did
Zinka,
you last?
help me.
No. How long did you last? Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
About
I'm
3 minutes
Okay, that was quick. There you go, you guys.
because her husband walked in.
No.
What?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Now it's becoming nothing.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting
You guys have a good
Thank
night.
you for watching.
Thank you for
Bye.
watching.
See you next time. See you on Thursday.
Thursday.
Bye, guys.